Another part of the letter that I sent to Prabhupada, I had asked another question regarding how to use my scientific credentials in Krishna service. Having just received my master's degree from the University of Florida, I was interested in seeing how to blend both science and Krishna consciousness, or if there's some way to do that. Prabhupada's reply, he suggested something different than what I was anticipating. I had asked, in fact, perhaps we could make some experiments, such as based on Bhagavad-gita, where Lord Krishna says that the light from the moon supplies the juice to fruits. So I was suggesting that we could make some experiment like that, and in that way convince the scientists. Prabhupada replied that actually we're not so much interested in convincing the scientists, more we're interested in convincing the general public. He said the scientists, they have free will, and if they choose to remain atheistic, what can we do? He said our main aim is to convince the innocent public that life comes from life and not from matter, as they so foolishly claim. He said, you just prove this and it will be a very great victory. So that was very instructive for me, because I could see Prabhupada had a very practical way of approaching things, aiming at the mass of people, rather than now, of course, over the years, I've come to see how, especially in the university settings, many professors, practically it's an academic requirement to be atheistic, so very difficult to try to convince them of something otherwise. Probably maybe September, not long after going to New Vrindavan, I asked Amarendra a question, that if Prabhupada's localized Jivatma, he's not Krishna Tattva, he's Jiva Tattva. So if Prabhupada's Jiva Tattva, how can he be expanded in so many pictures to receive the offerings? We offer all the bhoga and prayers to Prabhupada's picture. So I asked, how can Prabhupada be present in all these places to receive the offering? Jiva's localized. So he said, well, why don't you write to Prabhupada and ask him? And I was very pleased that he suggested that, because at that time, Prabhupada was, at least I didn't want to try to burden him with any questions or anything. The movement was very large at that time, and I understood so many thousands of devotees, he couldn't possibly deal with everybody on one-on-one. So when the opportunity came up to write to Prabhupada by the order of my temple president, I thought, okay, great, I'll do that. So I wrote to Prabhupada that question and several others as well. And the reply came back. It's in the Shikshamrita book under Spiritual Master section. And it's also in the archives, in the folio. The letter is dated December 1, 1973, letter to Bhaktadan. And the reply to my question about Prabhupada being able to receive the offerings of prasadam was, Prabhupada said, Spiritual Master is present wherever the disciple is sincerely trying to follow his instructions. In all of your devotional sentiments and in all of your attempts to serve me, I am with you as my Guru Maharaj is with me. Remember this always. So this is, Prabhupada in his letters, sometimes he gave specific instructions to individuals and sometimes general instructions. I consider this to be a general instruction that Prabhupada, that applies not just to me, but to all the devotees. And the wonderful thing about this is, Prabhupada did not say, oh, in your successes and all your accomplishments. No, he said, in all of your attempts and all of your sincere devotional sentiments, I am with you. So this is a wonderful thing, and I do always remember it.